What if I told you that most cars in America never pass 200,000 miles, yet some Toyotas quietly cross 400,000? It is not luck, there are habits. Data from iSeeCars shows Toyota models dominate vehicles reaching over 250,000 miles. The Toyota Land Cruiser and Toyota Sequoia lead the list. But are these cars engineered differently? Nope, the daily driving mistakes cooked the engine earlier. This is why, in this video, I'm sharing a complete breakdown of proven habits that will push your car past 400,000 miles. And don't skip habit number 5, because it's the one that prevents the single most expensive failure. Trick number 10. Fuel that fights back. Pull up to any fuel station and it all looks the same. But what goes into your Toyota makes a bigger difference than most people think. I've seen cars come in around 60,000 miles already running rough just from cheap fuel. Here's why. Modern Toyota engines, especially with direct injection, run fuel pressures close to 2,000 pounds per square inch. Even tiny deposits mess with the spray pattern. And AAE testing showed engines using non-top-tier fuel built up to 19 times more carbon in just 4,000 miles. The fix is simple and cheap. Stick to top-tier gasoline and run a quality injector cleaner every 3,000 to 4,000 miles. A $10 bottle can save you from $300 injector cleaning later. I've personally seen a Toyota Camry gain 2 to 4 miles per gallon after one proper treatment. Idle smooths out. Throttle feels sharper. Engine noise drops. Think of it like brushing your teeth. Skip it, and problems build quietly. Stay consistent, and your engine stays clean, efficient, and ready for 400,000 miles. Trick number 9. Smart 3. K-Oil Rule. Walk into any workshop and ask which Toyotas cross 300,000 miles, and you'll hear the same answer. The ones with clean oil always win, not the ones following 10,000-mile intervals. Real-world driving breaks oil down much faster than people expect. Stop-and-go traffic, short trips, and heat dilute oil with fuel and moisture long before it reaches that number. Used oil analysis reports in the US show viscosity breakdown can start as early as 3,000 to 4,000 miles in city-driven engines. That's when protection drops and metal-to-metal wear begins quietly. Toyota engines are built tight, especially with timing chains and VVT systems that rely heavily on clean oil flow. Even slight sludge buildup can affect timing precision and long-term reliability. Switching to a 3,000 to 5,000 mile interval with full synthetic oil keeps internal wear under control. A $40 to $60 oil change protects components that can cost $1,500 to $3,000 to repair. Many owners notice quieter cold starts and smoother revving within a single cycle. It's not about changing oil early, it's about preventing damage before it ever starts. Trick number 8. Throttle reset magic. Drive any Toyota long enough and you'll notice it slowly losing that sharp, responsive feel it had when it was new. The pedal feels lazy. Idle gets slightly uneven. Acceleration has a delay that wasn't there before. Most people assume it's wear, but a lot of the time, it's just confused throttle learning. Modern Toyota engines constantly adapt to your driving style using throttle mapping and fuel trims. Over time, especially after battery changes or heavy stop-and-go driving, that learned data becomes inaccurate. Toyota service data shows idle relearn and throttle recalibration can restore proper airflow balance without replacing a single part. Resetting it takes less than 2 minutes. Ignition on, engine off. Press the accelerator fully for about 10 seconds. Turn ignition off, release, then start the engine and let it idle, undisturbed. That process clears adaptive memory and forces the system to relearn clean values. Many owners report smoother idle and quicker throttle response immediately. It's a zero-cost reset that can prevent unnecessary sensor replacements worth $200 to $600, all by restoring what your engine already knows how to do. If you made it this far, then consider liking this video, giving it a thumbs up, and subscribing to my channel. This helps me bring you more honest car advice. Trick number 7. Coolant truth check. Pop the radiator cap on a high-mileage Toyota, and the coolant often tells a story most owners miss. It may still look okay in the reservoir, but inside it's already breaking down. Toyota Long Life coolant is rated up to 100,000 miles, but that's under ideal conditions. Real-world driving changes things. Heat cycles, short trips, and contamination slowly turn coolant acidic. Studies in automotive journals show degraded coolant can increase corrosion rates inside aluminum engines by up to 30 to 40%. That's how water pumps fail early, and head gaskets start leaking without warning. Toyota engines rely heavily on stable cooling, especially with tight tolerances in aluminum blocks. In the workshop, this is one of the most common mistakes seen. Someone tops up with a random green or blue coolant just to save time or money. A few months later, the system turns sludgy, flow gets restricted, and overheating starts creeping in. Keeping it simple works best. Replace coolant every 50,000 miles and always use the correct Toyota spec coolant. A small service today prevents a major repair later. Trick number 6. Silent fuel system keeper. Watch what happens at the fuel pump and you'll spot this mistake all day long. The nozzle clicks, but many drivers keep squeezing in extra fuel. It feels harmless, even satisfying, but it quietly damages one of the most sensitive systems in your Toyota. Inside your car, the EVAP system is designed to handle fuel vapors, not liquid fuel. When you keep topping off after that first click, excess fuel gets pushed into the charcoal canister. Over time, it becomes saturated and starts breaking apart. Tiny charcoal particles travel through the lines, leading to rough idle hard starts and that annoying check engine light. Real-world repair data shows EVAP system fixes can range from $400 to $1,200 depending on how far the damage spreads. And here's the part most people don't realize. Manufacturers don't cover this under warranty because it's considered driver error. Seen this many times in the workshop. A perfectly good Toyota comes in with EVAP faults, and the root cause is always the same habit at the pump. Stopping at the first click keeps pressure balanced and protects the system. It's a small habit, but it saves you from some of the most frustrating and unnecessary repairs. Trick number 5. Life-saving brake. Fluid flash. Press the brake pedal in an older Toyota, and sometimes it feels soft or slightly delayed. Many drivers think it's just worn pads, but in the workshop, the real issue is often old brake fluid. It looks fine from the outside, but inside it's already contaminated. Brake fluid is hygroscopic, which means it absorbs moisture from the air over time. In just 2 to 3 years, water content can reach around 3%. That might not sound like much, but it can cut the boiling point nearly in half. Under heavy braking, temperatures can exceed 400 degrees Fahrenheit, and that moisture turns into vapor. That's when the pedal feels spongy and braking power drops suddenly. Data shows moisture-contaminated fluid is a leading cause of ABS module failure, and that repair alone can cost $800 to $1,500. Drivers mostly do this. They replace pads and rotors, but ignore the fluid completely. Flushing brake fluid every 2 to 3 years keeps the system clean, maintains strong pedal feel, and protects expensive components. It's a simple service that directly impacts safety every time you drive. Trick number 4. Carbon Clean Revival. Drive a Toyota past 50,000 miles and you might start noticing it. Slight hesitation, rough idle, or fuel economy dropping for no clear reason. In the workshop, this often comes down to carbon buildup, especially in direct injection engines. Modern Toyota engines, particularly with D4S and GDI systems, don't wash the intake valves with fuel like older engines did. Over time, carbon deposits build up on the valves, intake runners, and piston tops. SAE studies show this buildup can reduce engine efficiency and power by up to 10% by around 50,000 miles. What owners do is they chase spark plugs, sensors, even fuel pumps. But the real issue is airflow being restricted inside the engine. A proper carbon cleaning every 40,000 to 60,000 miles restores that lost performance. Whether it's induction cleaning or walnut blasting, the difference is noticeable almost immediately. Idle smooths out, throttle response improves, and fuel economy comes back. Skipping this doesn't break the engine overnight, but it slowly chokes it. Keeping it clean helps your Toyota breathe properly and stay strong for the long run. Trick number 3. Power line protection. Pop the hood of a Toyota that's a few years old and look closely at the battery terminals. In the workshop, this is one of the most overlooked trouble spots. A bit of white corrosion, a slightly loose clamp, and suddenly the car starts acting strange. Weak connections don't just cause slow starts, they create voltage drops that confuse the entire system. Sensors misread data, the ECU behaves unpredictably, and even the transmission can shift oddly. ASE data shows nearly 30% of electrical issues come down to poor connections, not failed components. Mostly drivers replace batteries, alternators, even sensors worth $200 to $600 when the real problem was a dirty terminal. Cleaning it takes minutes. Remove the terminals, scrub off corrosion with a wire brush, tighten everything properly, and apply dielectric grease to prevent it coming back. A clean connection keeps voltage stable, especially during cold starts when the system is under stress. It's a simple habit that protects expensive electronics and saves hundreds in unnecessary repairs. Trick number 2. Quarter tank rule. Look at the fuel gauge in most cars coming into the workshop, and it's often sitting near empty. Many drivers treat that last quarter of the tank like reserve space, but that habit quietly wears out one of the most important components in your Toyota. The fuel pump sits inside the tank and relies on gasoline for cooling and lubrication. When fuel levels drop below a quarter, the pump is exposed more to heat and starts running hotter than it should. Industry teardown data shows pumps running low on fuel can operate up to 30 to 40 degrees Fahrenheit hotter, which accelerates wear and shortens lifespan. Where a perfectly healthy Toyota ends up needing a $600 to $1,200 fuel pump just because it was constantly run near empty. Running low on fuel also pulls sediment from the bottom of the tank into the system. Over time, that can clog injectors and slowly affect performance. Keeping the tank above a quarter helps the pump stay cool, keeps fuel delivery steady, and allows debris to stay settled where it won't cause trouble. It's a simple habit, but it makes a big difference over time. Trick number 1. Power of quality plugs. Pull out a set of old spark plugs from a high-mileage Toyota, and the difference is clear. Worn tips, widened gaps, and weak spark. In the workshop, this is one of the most common reasons behind rough idle and poor fuel economy, yet it's often ignored. Modern Toyota engines fire thousands of times per minute, and even a small drop in spark efficiency affects combustion. Studies show worn or low-quality plugs can reduce fuel efficiency by up to 20 to 30% and increase strain on ignition coils. That's when misfires start, and over time, it can damage the catalytic converter, a repair that can cost $1,000 or more. Seen this mistake many times. Cheap plugs get installed to save money, but they wear out faster and create bigger problems down the line. Sticking with OEM or iridium spark plugs and replacing them around 60,000 to 100,000 miles keeps ignition strong and consistent. Many Toyota owners notice smoother acceleration and better fuel economy right away. It's a small component, but it plays a huge role in keeping your engine efficient and reliable for the long run. If you enjoyed this video, click this video on the left to know about the secret Toyota features.